In 2024, brain rot was Oxford's word of the year. In 2025, slop was Webster's word of the year. Lovely. But this makes you wonder, how are these low quality slop and brain rot affecting my generation and the generations after? To start off, we must define what is brain rot and what is slop. I have seen people online categorizing content that has no real meaning or purpose as brain rot, but I'm going to go off of Oxford's definition here. Brain rot is the perceived mental, cognitive, or intellectual decline caused by excessive consumption of low quality, absurdist, or repetitive online content. For this video, we will be referring to the low quality content itself as slop. Though Webster does mention use of AI, I do not believe that it particularly needs to be AI content. To be fully honest with you, depending on your definition, you could be calling this slop. So we could sit here all day and discuss what we consider and don't consider slop. I mean, growing up, I remember hearing that SpongeBob would rot your brain. And though there have been some links to worsening effects on preschoolers, I wouldn't necessarily consider SpongeBob to be slop. I think for me, slop is going to be something that's has nothing to do with anything, so it's not formative, it's not artistic in any way, shape, or form. It might be entertaining, but it's so low quality and it's pumped out at such a rate in order to just garner views and attention. I don't even know if you could really consider it entertaining, more so as visually stimulating. Just so everyone's on the same page, the low quality content itself is called slop, while brain rot is the condition that can be induced by the overconsumption of slop. While researching, I found this interesting article discussing this topic, lucky me, released on March 7, 2025. The results, after reviewing research published between 2023 and 2024, revealed brain rot leads to emotional desensitization, cognitive overload, and a negative self-concept. It is associated with negative behaviors such as doom scrolling, zombie scrolling, and social media addiction, all linked to psychological distress, anxiety, and depression. These factors impair executive functioning skills, including memory, planning, and decision-making. The perversive nature of digital media, driven by the dopamine-driven feedback loops, exacerbates these effects. That's a lot. Let's break it down a little bit. Starting off with emotional and cognitive control, this should be a surprise to absolutely nobody, but long-term exposure to quick, unrelated slop can interfere with the brain's capacity for efficient emotional management and the ability to process information. Especially for adolescents, this can be extremely damaging long term. And to anyone who's like, oh, that must be a small amount of adolescents, there's no way a large majority of them are watching content like this. Skibbity Toilet has 66 million views. I'm 25, and that is way past my time. It is not something that I would have watched when I was younger. So the fact that all these, Frankie, again, so the fact that all these adolescents are watching, I mean, I don't know who's watching this. Who's watching this? I'm not watching it. It's got to be kids. There's no way I'm not watching this. For anyone who's curious, this is what Frankie looks like. Say hello, Frankie. He's one of my best friends. While editing this, I realized that the shorts version of Skibbity Toilet has 282 million views, so I also want to make a quick point, though I'm someone that has spent a lot of time on the internet and have delved into a lot of slop in my day. I have never actually heard the term zombie scrolling until now. From what I gathered, doom scrolling is the constant stream of negative things like news, bad things, etc., while zombie scrolling is constant stream of just low quality junk with genuinely no benefit to the user. The fact that we have different terms for these is absolutely mind-boggling to me, but I digress. In a previous video, I talked about how the prolonged exposure to short-form content, particularly ones that are influenced by misinformation, can hinder one's ability to critically assess and form a genuine opinion on the subject. Even though the video was more so focusing on the influencing of opinions, there seems to be a correlation between rationale and brain rot content. Like we discussed in that previous video, these apps are designed to be addictive, so it should be no shock to you that people are spending hours on hours watching these. And I could only imagine that spending hours on hours watching slop, you're going to be quite overstimulated. Being overstimulated can actually affect the brain's ability to focus on more meaningful or important tasks. Overall, it could just ruin your entire day. You can get stuck in this slop watch and binge, and the next thing you know, you just can't do anything with the rest of the day because you're overstimulated and upset. We've all heard of the negative effects that could be associated with social media for the mental well-being. I mean, a huge one's body dysmorphia. But one that I want to kind of classify as slop is going to be people that fictitiously make their lives seem to be better than it actually is in order to garner more likes, views, etc., etc. I think that this is one of the highest forms of slop, as it genuinely can impact people's mental well-being and thinking that they're either falling behind, not good enough, etc., etc., etc. I think this is just a super negative, bad thing altogether. To all the people that are scrolling to stay informed or stay connected, I implore you to actually look at what you're watching and seeing if it's actually affecting your well-being, if it's actually making your mental health worse, or if it's genuinely doing the purpose you intended to of staying informed. I almost guarantee you, unless you have some perfect algorithm on your side, that a lot of the content you are watching is just slop and you're better off without it. Please don't take this video as me telling you what to do or that you need to stop watching all these like low quality content. I'm obviously like one low quality video here and there is not going to affect you. It's more so the constant stream of consistently watching videos like this over and over and over for hours a day are going to lead to some side effects. Fully honest, a big reason I made this video is because I was showing signs of brain rot myself. My attention span was shot. I was constantly reaching or checking for my phone, even if I didn't get a notification, and my overall motivation was just absolutely in the gutter. If these symptoms sound similar or your overall mental well-being isn't doing as well, I implore you to try to see what kind of content you're consistently watching and see if we can maybe remove a little bit more slop or just less screen time. I got a really great comment on my other video talking about how it's not just short form content, and sometimes long form content can also have the same hindrance or effects. I think that is a great insight. It is overall what you're watching. It doesn't necessarily matter the length. So yeah, I appreciate that. Overall, this article has a lot more detailed information regarding this subject. If you're interested, I implore you to go check it out. It's honestly a great read. I might have made this video as an intro to maybe open some eyes to see how their patterns and the content they're watching can maybe impact their mental being, and hopefully we can regain some back of that cognitive function. I implore you to spend less time on screens and maybe doing some more meaningful activities. Writing, reading, music, etc., going outside are all great things. I mean, recently I've been doing a lot of hiking. I love it. It's been great. I don't have the best woods around here, but you know what? Country boys make do. I'll end on one of the coldest things I've ever read on a research paper. Entertainment used to involve participation. Today, instant gratification provided by digital platforms like TikTok encourages users to seek more and more stimulating content to achieve the same level of satisfaction. Absolute cinema. Thank you for watching.